What's going on, man? It's your girl, TampaMystic, and we are broadcasting live at ARC Studios. It is the industry's most wanted podcast, and I got my bro with me today, my brother from another, my day one family, shot for shot in the building. What's happening?
What's up?
Hey, man, listen, you're usually on the other side, you know what I'm saying? Like behind the scenes, filming, doing all that stuff. Listen, first and foremost, like I got to pay gratitude, man. I appreciate you for everything you've done for me and Mystics Entertainment, Industry's Most Wanted, over the last, I don't even know how many years. It's been
a while.
It's been a while, man. So thank you. I just wanted to say that first and foremost, man. Introduce yourself.
Well, my name is Shot. I own Shot Imagery. I also have another company called Shot Media Group. Basically anything, from music videos to corporate videos, we take care of.
Word. Okay, so, but we got to take it back, though. You know what I'm saying? Like, people got to know the shot for shot story. You know what I'm saying? They got to know, like, where it all came from. You're not originally from Atlanta.
No.
We both transplants here. You know what I'm saying? Tell everybody a little bit about growing up, first and foremost, because I want to lead into how you got started doing what you're doing now.
So, growing up, boring, typical story. Growing up in the church Sunday to Sunday. Sunday service.
No.
Yep.
No.
Monday night prayer. Tuesday night Bible study. Wednesday night women's service. Thursday night we prepping for Friday night service. And Saturday we cleaning up. And we doing it all over again.
I never knew that.
Yep.
Wow. So, okay. So would you say, you're within the entertainment industry, you do a lot of stuff with music artists and stuff, but, of course, we'll talk more about everything that you do. Would you say being in the church so much developed a love for music for you?
Not really. I
No?
don't think it started there, but definitely the camera and audio, and things like that. Because once I got of age to be bored sitting in church, they started putting me behind the cameras.
Yeah.
And doing things like that. So I was doing the audio and video from about 12, 13 years old. So I picked it up there.
That's dope, man. So, always we got to know where it all started. Where was Shot for Shot Imagery born? Like, not you, but I'm talking about the business.
At a dining room, at a coffee table in Villa Rica over some shots, trying to figure out how I'm going to not do hard labor.
Okay.
I had a landscaping company, and I was working in recycling, which I still do.
Right.
And I got tired of doing hard labor, and I'm like, the money has to be easier. So I took my truck and my trailer and my lawnmower, and I sold everything and bought a camera.
Man, so, but how did, that really become the passion? How did you decide that's what you're going to do? Because, you selling your business that was making you the money is a big step out on faith to switch gears. What made you decide to do that?
Well, it was my ex-wife's brother-in-law. He was doing music.
Okay.
Skylar.
Yeah.
Worthy. He used to go by Worthy.
Right.
He was doing music, and that was actually the first person I started following around.
Got you.
And we jumped into it like that. But more so it was, what do I like to do? And I looked at that, and it was shooting, taking pictures and different things like that. And I loved it so much I never thought about making money from it. This is just what I do.
It's a passion for you.
So once I realized that I could make money from it, it's like, okay, well, that's crazy. These people are paying me.
The thing about what I've learned in life, and a lot of it came from the wisdom of guys like, shout out to Kingpin, Rap Juggernaut, shout out to OG Bigger Rank, and one thing that they really instilled in me is just when you do what you love, the money gonna come. And it's not even about the money, like you said. You do it because you love it, but it's even better when the money start rolling in. And I think that's dope. Like I told you, I slick want to be like y'all's apprentice because that's a passion for me as well, and that's one of the next steps that I want to take. But we're gonna talk about that. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna be tagging along, y'all.
Hey, I seen some of your pictures. You get better shots of the moon than me. I struggle there.
I've been really practicing with that, man. Because I'm very naturey and I'm very mystic. You know what I'm saying? So that's just one of my passions. But I can say, man, I've really seen your elevation.
Thank you.
Going back, I remember you used to be out with me and Smooth, and we were doing the showcases, and you were pulling up to Industry's Most Wanted and filming a lot of the artists' performances, and you were doing a great job then, but wow, if we go back and look then versus now, the elevation is there, man. So let's talk about that a little bit. When you first started out, were you mostly doing music related stuff?
Yeah, mostly music related. I wanted to get into weddings and family photography.
Okay.
And the music just kept on calling.
Yeah.
And it wasn't even so much that the money was there.
Yeah.
It was just that the availability to practice my skill set was there.
Absolutely.
So, you know, I couldn't. I'd have to convince somebody to take pictures of them and their family or wait for a wedding.
Right.
And you know, just like you know, I could pull up to your event, do it for free. I'm not asking for nothing. I'm not asking to get it free. I'm going to pay. I'm going to come in. I'm going to do what I do. I go home, and then I realize I don't know any of the artists' names.
Like, who are all these people that I have pictures of?
I didn't even talk to them. You know what I mean? So I would just send you the stuff and then go from there. But I think the music was a great stepping stone because, like I said, it allowed me to have that opportunity to hone on my craft.
I agree. I think that music for a lot of people is a stepping stone, and I'll elaborate on what I mean. Like, for example, a lot of artists, they start out as music artists, and then later on in their career they transition into film. They become actors and business owners. I feel the same way. I started out doing showcases, and I've now transitioned from that into, you know, I'm doing podcasting full time, and then my next moves is I do want to tap into film and photography and stuff like that. So I think that music is a great stepping stone. Not to say you can't do it forever, but certain things we do in this business we don't want to do forever. I don't want to be in the clubs no more.
Yeah, it's definitely a young man's game too.
Right.
You know, everybody, especially on the video side, everybody wants what's hot and cool.
Yes.
That's not my style.
Right. You got to think. And the thing of what's so beautiful about what you and Shanita do is it's so much bigger than just the music. Like, you guys can do commercials and movies and film, and we're going to talk about that because that's stuff that you've done. Real estate, like you said, weddings, and there's a demand and a need for what you both do everywhere because everybody needs some sort of advertisement or a memory of their event, of what happened. Yeah. Absolutely. So let's take it back again. You know, you've done a lot of music videos. Who would you say, and this is not to say this is his favorite artist, but who is one of your favorite artists, you know, over the years that you work with that you got to shoot a music video for?
Oh man, that's a tough one.
That's a tough one because there's been a lot.
Yeah, that's a tough one. Oh man.
I might know who some of your non-favorites were, but we ain't gonna go there.
Diamond from Cry Mob was a fun one.
Oh, that's dope. Okay.
That was fun. Dang, they're gonna hate me for this. Who's my favorite one?
Who's one of them? We ain't gonna say it's necessarily his favorite. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, that's cool. You said Diamond from Crime Moms. Okay, so
she had it laid out. We had a good time shooting a video, and you know everything was kind of orchestrated the right way.
So let's talk about that. Let's elaborate a little bit. So because there's a lot of artists that may be tuned in. You're a professional at what you do. If an artist comes to you today and says, bro, I want you to shoot my music video, what are some of the things that they can do to prep themselves to help you do your job better?
Let me do my job.
Let me do it.
just let me do it. Because so first we're gonna go back and hopefully somebody screen records this so they know how to come, right? But I'm selective. I have the blessing of being selective of who I work with.
You gotta be, bro. Right? You got to be.
So, you know, the first thing I'm gonna ask you is to send your song.
Right.
Before we talk money, before we talk if I'm gonna do it.
And that's true. Because anytime I've come to you, be like, send me the song. You want to get a creative idea.
Yeah. And if I'm not rocking with it, that doesn't mean you're not good. It just means that I don't feel like I can provide you the best image possible.
Let's pause right there for a second. I love that you're honest about that because there's a lot of guys and women out here in your position who will do it just for the money.
Yeah.
Forget the fact that they don't think they can bring the best visual to life. Not that they're not a good videographer or whatever. It's just, like you said, you're not really vibing to the song. So I wanted to say, I think that's really dope that you're very honest with these artists. That way they're not getting a product and they're like, I ain't feeling this. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So, okay, go ahead. I'm sorry.
So, yeah, you know, that's the first step. And then once we get there, if I do like the song, we're going to have a great time.
Yes.
Because now I have an idea that I could bring to life.
It's a whole vibe.
Yeah. So, you know, once we do that, you know, just be honest with your budget and what you can spend.
Okay.
My fee's going to be my fee, but if you know that you only have $500 to spend on this video, then that's going to limit my creativity and what I can do.
Absolutely, but tell you that up front.
Up front, before I sit down and come up with an idea on how we're going to bring this to life.
Right, because your idea could be $1,000 budget or what
Exactly.
they, yeah. So artists that are tuned in, if you guys, and I vouch for Shot. He's my first go-to guy. I work with a lot of people out here, you know what I'm saying? But of course, we just have like a brother sisterhood for many, many years, and it's like, I can't co-sign this dude enough, man. Like he's who I send everybody to. Somebody says need a music video, go to Shot for Shot. You know what I'm saying? I need my big interviews recorded. Come on, Shot for Shot. We working. You know what I'm saying? But the thing about it is, I love the fact that you're very transparent with your business.
Yeah, you have to be.
As they should be when they come to you as well. That's what I tell artists too, man. When they come to me for promo and stuff, I'm like, I don't know what your budget is. Like, I don't know how many bills you got. Tell me how much money you can spend. And then we can go from there.
Yeah, exactly.
And
that's just preparation 101 on their part.
Right.
You have to, if you have an idea, you have to know what it's going to take to execute that idea.
Absolutely.
And once you have, being realistic about that, then things can start to happen. Because you start shooting yourself in the foot.
So, he's done a ton of music videos, like too many to count.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
many.
A lot. But let's dive in a little bit more. You've also done film. You've done movies.
Yeah.
Shout out to, 217 with the Hot Atlanta movie. You guys filmed a little clip at my Industry's Most Wanted showcase. I got my cameo and
Had
stuff.
to come through.
You know what I'm saying? I appreciate that. Of course, you worked with Pastor Troy on his movie.
Yeah.
So before we get into the most recent one, let's talk about those two. Those two situations, how did they come about?
So 217, I was following him, and he posted sort of like a teaser clip.
Okay.
And he said a movie was coming. And, at this point, I was really tired of sitting on the couch, right?
Yeah.
So I'm just like, okay. So I reached out to him. I said, yo, let me know if you need any help. And he's like, yeah, I do.
Okay.
You can shoot it. Great. Let's do it.
But like, bro, that was easy.
Yeah, right? But, that turned into directing and shooting and lighting and transportation
the
and
whole
location
nine.
scouting. And I'm not mad because I met a lot of dope people, a lot of solid relationships, and a lot of careers grew from that situation.
And it's great experience for you.
Exactly.
Because you got to play every aspect of what it takes to put a film together.
Exactly.
One of the hardest things to do is location scouting.
Location scouting, but also executing, actually getting up and doing it. Because, the idea is great, it's fun being there, but a lot of people get distracted by, look, I'm here, I'm doing it. No, you have to actually be doing it or put the phone down.
Yes, and it takes... I was watching, I don't remember what it was, but they were talking about one of the recent films, and they were saying that they were literally on set 12 hours a day for like 8 months to put this film together. That's a lot of dedication. No distractions.
No.
And it's no different with, whether it's a big film or an upcoming film, you need 110% of their time and attention.
Yep. Everybody has to be focused. Everybody has to be able to play their position. And you may have a great idea, and it may be better than whatever's being executed at that time. But if that idea didn't formulate in pre-production, save it. Please save it.
Save it. Y'all heard it right there. And let him do his job.
Yeah.
I just want to elaborate on that real quickly, because there's nothing more annoying than when someone hires you for a service. And they obviously hired you because they know your work and they trust your brand and they trust your work. But then they turn around and want to keep putting their input and telling you how to do your job.
Yeah.
Like, let me do my job. If I don't execute, then come back and tell me how to do it. You know what I'm saying? So you don't even give us a chance to do that.
Exactly.
Drives me insane. And the world's worst line that y'all can ever say is, how we looking?
How we looking? Boy. That's a heart attack.
How we looking?
That's the easiest way to get a refund for it.
Yo, that's the worst line in history ever. Like, how we looking? Bro, I'm looking good. How you looking? You know what I'm saying? Like, don't ever say that to someone when they're doing work for you, because you're not our only client.
Yeah, and is a part of the creative process too.
Yeah,
so,
right.
And I will tell people straight up, like, I haven't gotten to it yet.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But and it may be a week later, but I need to get in that space to where I can really properly flow. Like Vaughn, I did a photo shoot for Vaughn.
Right.
And I also did a video clip.
Right,
for it.
which was amazing.
Yeah, it was great. And I was almost a month behind on that. But once I got in that space and I was able to sit down and execute, it flowed.
Listen, you have to, because like you said, in order to give someone the best product possible, you as the creator have to be in that creative space.
Exactly.
Like I recently got about 2 weeks behind on posting all my interview clips, and people were asking me, and I was like, I just not feeling it right now.
Yeah.
It's gonna get done, but I feel you on that, because if I'm not feeling it, I gotta wait till I'm in that creative space. And then I just sat down one day and I knocked all of them out because I got back in that mode again.
You're there.
You know, so I respect that.
It's very important.
It is important because, you know, like you said, I would rather wait a little bit longer and know that my product that is going to be delivered the way I want it versus you just trying to rush through it. You know what I'm saying? But the people on the opposite side, these artists or whoever is paying you, I understand. I get it. They're anxious to put it out.
I get it too.
I totally get that. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, you want the best product possible because you want your visual to look amazing. And that's what this guy does. While we still got people, you know, tuned in, tapped in, we're going to tell them again a little later. Tell them where they can follow you on social media.
Shot for Shot Imagery. SHOT, the number 4, SHOTIMAGERY. And I want to add a little tidbit to, you know, the pause on creating, right? Sometimes I'll get home and want to edit right away. Right. And we did that with Dave's video.
You did that with Dave's video. You had it back like the next day.
Yeah, because it was so exciting and I was still high off everything that we was able to create and the things that we was able to do.
Absolutely.
Like, I can't go to sleep until I bring this to life. You know what I mean?
And it came out perfect. It was so fire.
Yeah, so, you know, you just have to allow that space to happen and happen organically.
No, you're
But I do appreciate deadlines and I do respect deadlines. So if you hit me up and you got a deadline, you're going to get it.
Yeah, exactly. Absolutely. Yeah, because some people might have a deadline they want to release along with the single release or something like that. So for everybody that's tuned in, tell them everything that you offer. Like, of course, you know, music videos and films and behind the scenes, and you do podcast show. Tell everybody what all services they can get between you and Shanita.
So if you need it filmed or documented, you know, with photography or anything like that, we can make it happen. Like she said, whether it's behind the scenes, whether it's a day in the life, whether it's a podcast or an interview, whether it's products, you know, you have a hairline or something, you want to show the world what you can do. You know, we can make it all happen. You have a script, we can make that happen. You want a commercial, we can make that happen. You want a music video, we can make that happen. You want something done live, we can do it. If you need a camera, we got it.
Yo, listen, let me tell you, once again, you know, I work with a lot of people, and there's a lot of fire people out here. Shout out to J Fresh Beats. He's done a lot of work for me. You know, shout out to Northside Media. He's done a lot of work for me. Shout out to MD Photos. Like, all these guys are very, very fire and creative in what they do. But I've got of course, my longest standing relationship with Shot, you know what I'm saying? And it's like, you know, he's my first go-to guy. And then we all have that. We all got our first go-to person. Tell the people what you're filming with. They got to know that.
Oh, man. So, and, you know, it gets a little deeper than that, because what a lot of people want when they want somebody to film something for them, they want a beautiful end project, right?
Right.
And it gets deeper than that because you need great lighting. But you don't hire your lighting guy.
Lighting is so key. It makes me look 20 years younger, y'all.
But, you know, there are people that are in this industry and they just do lights.
Right.
You know,
that's a whole job in itself.
Exactly. And there's people that do audio. But, you know, here at Shot for Shot and Peach State Media Group, we do all of that.
All of that.
We will provide the lighting, we will provide the audio, and we will provide people to orchestrate and fully bring that project together.
Let me show y'all real quick what they, you know, this is just for the interview setup, you know what I'm saying? Let me flip this around, y'all. Where's the little flipperoo? Hold on, my bad. Sorry, y'all. So, you know, like, brought out the lighting. Look at Shanita over there working. That's his beautiful wife right there. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful wife. A whole vibe. Got the camera set up, you know what I'm saying? So, yeah, we really doing this, y'all. All right, I'm going live enough, y'all. Y'all excuse my, I don't know what I'm doing over here. Anyways, so yeah, absolutely, it's a lot of key elements that go into it. But then again, also, a lot of it comes in the editing process.
Yeah, definitely.
Let's talk about that a little bit, because I don't know, I don't do what you do whatsoever, but looking from the outside in, because I do want to get into at some point doing that, would you say the editing process is the most tedious part of it?
Sometimes.
Okay.
You know, it's easier when I know I was able to have full control over whatever project it was,
Right.
and I
Absolutely.
executed my idea, because that's just the last step in bringing it all together. Like, everything's already up here.
Yeah.
So if I was able to create that idea, execute it, that editing process is going to be real simple.
Absolutely. Well, yeah.
You know, but if I have to take a music video to where it was just an artist with his face over here, his face over here, and his face over here, there's no creativity in
Right.
there. You're going to want the hottest song ever, hottest video ever, and it's going to be very difficult to do that with no other elements in your face.
Absolutely.
So, but the editing could get tedious, but it just, for me, it just, you know, like I say, if I got to that point to where I execute it, everything's great. It's the easiest part.
Man, and he's so fire. Like I said, I've just watched your work, man. The elevation has been amazing. And another thing, too, that I respect so much about your brand is that you invest in it.
Oh, yeah, you have to.
Like, you know, you went from having a small camera where everybody starts.
Yep.
That's where I'm starting at. That's my starting point. To you got the top of the line equipment, you got the best lighting, you got the best partner over here helping you. You've got an amazing situation, and I respect that, because a lot of people don't want to invest in their craft.
Yeah.
And you know, you can't half-ass it if you want to put out the best product possible.
You can't, and it's easy to get caught up in the YouTube tutorials and best budget equipment. You know, and that's great to get you started, but sooner or later you're gonna have to elevate, because you're gonna want that equipment to make you money and last while you're on set.
Absolutely.
You know?
Like, I came to him. He was the first person I came to when I told him I wanted to buy a new camera, and I asked him, and the camera he sent me is what I went and bought, because I trusted your judgment. You know what I'm saying? You know, the thing about it is like, you know, we all got a starting point somewhere, but also we got to level up too.
And you was realistic about your budget.
Yeah, and I told you, I end up spending more than double that.
Yeah.
But you know, it is what it is.
Yeah. So what's your budget?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Exactly.
Boom, boom.
Boom. That's where I want to be at. You know what I'm saying? So, but the thing is, you guys, if you were ready to work, man, tell them where they can. We're gonna talk about this other film in a minute, but while we still got the people tuning in, where can they keep up with you one more time?
Shot Imagery on all social media platforms, but mainly you can only really catch me on IG for real. So SHOT, the number 4, SHOTIMAGERY.
Dope. All right, so let's talk about this newest film.
Let's do it.
Out on a Limb.
Yes.
Man, you guys have put so much into this. I remember sitting in my kitchen with Triller while he was doing this tattoo right here. He was doing a cover up for me, and he was telling me that night how he really wanted to transition into more film, which he had shared that with me more, but that was the first time that we really talked in depth about him wanting to transition into film, because he's a very dope music artist that I managed for a while, and we still have a great business relationship and everything. And from there, he just totally took off with it. Of course, you know, you right there along with him, and Shanita and a few other people who were involved. Tell everybody about this film that is coming soon.
Wow. Well, let me say this. You know, Tampa has been at the heartbeat of everything shot for shot, right? Whether it's been music, whether these films or whatever, because I wouldn't have met 217 without her. I wouldn't have met Triller without her, or any of these artists, really. And I could have done it on my own. It probably would have took longer. Yes, she is.
I walk in this bitch and I'm fresh as the fuck.
You know, some of my most solid relationships have come from nurturing and building on this relationship and keeping it a buck. So thank you, Tampa.
Well, no, and absolutely, and that's likewise, because I've met some great people from you as well, man. So that's what it's all about, is just, you know, building those solid relationships, because our face card is all we got, man. Like, face card all the way good over here, you know what I'm saying?
Sure.
So but
yeah, so about the film. So this is the story of a failed football star who, you know, is struggling with life. He has two buddies, and they're trying to figure out what they're going to do with their life. One is transitioning out of the prison system, and the other one is heading to dead end fast. And meanwhile, the main character, Lemmy, is trying to decide what he's going to do with his life.
Got you.
You know, I don't want to give away too much, but, you know, it is going to be a beautiful project.
Right.
And it's going to be very entertaining and eye-opening to a lot of things that happen in our society, especially in our culture too. without all the negative connotations. You know, real honest looks at how we act and how we deal with
Absolutely.
life.
Absolutely. I think that's dope because there's going to be a lot of people who can relate to that. Because it sounds like it's the story and journey of a lot of people that are out here.
Exactly.
Who are some of the people that are involved, actor and actresses wise?
Man, you know, we have some A-list actors, but you know that movie would have been nothing without the local talent that we have.
Yeah.
Zephaniah Terry, he's amazing. Alec Adams, Trey Chaney, Jamal Willard, even the director. Oh, he played a part. Okereke, he played a part. And,
yeah, shout out Okereke. That's Trilla that we was talking about earlier.
Most definitely. You know, everybody showed up. Samaya as well. Samaya showed up. I can't remember your last name right now. I'm terribly sorry.
It's okay.
But yeah, you know, a lot of people showed up and showed out, and the local talent was amazing. And you know, once again, like I say, it all starts in pre-production, right?
Yeah.
So you know, we kicked this off during COVID.
Yes, yeah, they did. In the heart of it.
And it was real important to keep working actors working. You know, it's easy to go out and get your friend and say, hey, you want to be in my movie.
Right.
But it was real important to get people that was actually in the field and trying to elevate in it so we could give them opportunities and allow them to you know, elevate their craft.
Absolutely. I think that's great because there's a lot of people who want to dive into acting. That's one of the things I ask probably every artist that comes through here is if film is something that they would think about getting into, and I would say almost every last one of them says yes.
Yeah.
So with that being said, you know, if there is anybody in here that's looking to get into that, what would be your best piece of advice? I'm talking on the acting side. Can you give them any advice on that?
Yeah, just work on it. You know, one of the biggest things that people say is they want to do something.
Right.
And a lot of times there's nothing to it but to just do it.
Just do it.
Now, you may not be executing at the level that you want to.
Right.
But if you say you want to be an actor, you can act today.
Right. Listen, absolutely. There's so many different casting companies out there you can register with.
Yeah.
Even if it's just an extra at first, it's a foot in the door.
Yeah, and you know, affirmations are real big.
Yeah.
And you know, start with saying I am.
Right.
And then allowing the universe to do the rest, but you can literally be what you want to be.
I am a photographer, y'all.
There we go. And the coldest.
Claiming that! I am. I is.
You know, but yeah, you know, you say you want to be an actor, you can act now.
Right.
You may not be Idris Elba or Denzel Washington, but you can act. You are an actor. You're just not getting paid what they get.
Man, that's so true. That's absolutely facts because, you know, we have to put it out there in the universe. We have to claim it. Mm-hmm. And the thing about it is we're human. We're all guilty of pushing stuff to the side sometimes or not executing like we're supposed to or finding an excuse not to do something. But as we get older and wiser and we realize we ain't getting no younger, that type of stuff starts to change. We're like, whoa, we got to do it now because especially with going through a time like COVID and the pandemic, man, a lot of people lost their life at a very young age. Yeah. And it's like, did you live your life to the fullest? No. Why not? Because you didn't execute on the stuff that you wanted to do.
Exactly.
You know, what's next for Shot and Peach State Media Group?
A lot of work.
Okay.
A lot of work. So me and my wife, we started Peach State Media Group because I wanted to kind of have a different element to what we provide as a company.
Absolutely.
And I want her ideas to flourish because she has a great mind.
She's so phenomenal with them photos, boy.
She is.
Child, she make you look good. She's catching them angles.
So we wanted a place where we can both offer creativity and offer those services in one. So that's what Peach State Media Group is. And, you know, you could be looking for commercials from us, more projects, more film, and just a lot of creative content coming from that.
I think that is so dope. You know, before we have you give out your social media and get up out of here, one more thing I want to ask. Like, you've done a lot, music videos and photo shoots and film and the list goes on. You know, like, out of all those, what's your favorite type of project to work on?
You know what? I really don't have a favorite type of project. I have a favorite type of vibe or feel, so to speak.
Okay.
So if I have somebody who is actually, you know, believing in themselves and investing just as much as I've invested in my stuff and what I'm bringing to the table, That's what I enjoy the most.
That's like Okarike did with
Exactly.
the film.
Exactly. And if we have time to touch on that real quick.
Yeah, absolutely.
That started with me saying I want to shoot a movie on Instagram. I posted and said I want to shoot a movie. He said I have a script. I read it. I couldn't put it down. And then we have a project.
Right.
You know, it was real simple. So, you know, it really just starts by saying you want to do something and then going from there.
Man, and what better time, man? Like, you know, I think that the COVID obviously, in my opinion, has been a bittersweet, bitter because, you know, a lot of people gotten sick and or lost their life. But on the sweet side, I think it really brought out the creativity in a lot of people. It brought out the hustler in a lot of people.
Yeah.
For you, during, you know, like the height of it, and it's still out there, it's still very real. What would you say is like something that you incorporated into your everyday routine business wise because of COVID that you're going to continue doing?
To get out of my own way and to take the advice that I would give others. So one of the things that I knew I needed to do once I read the script for Out on a Limb was upgrade all my equipment.
Yeah.
Because I wanted to bring forth the best possible production as possible. And I knew it was lying on me.
Right.
Because, you know, Okarike, you know, he did the script, but he isn't well versed in his videography world.
Right.
So I did that, and I remember him calling me, and he says, you know, he's a great dude. Him and his wife Regina, they're
shout out
wonderful people.
Regina.
And they offer a wealth of support. But he asked me, he said, what else do you think you need? I'm looking at buying this iMac so we can edit. And I said, nah, you know, I just bought one. It'll be here in a couple weeks. We're good. He said, so what do we need? I said, nothing. And that night I couldn't go to sleep because I'm like, I'm in my own way.
Yeah.
And I called him the next morning. I said, yo, look, let's go.
Man.
Right, we're just going to run it, you know, and we did. So, yeah.
Listen, that is a good feeling knowing that you're able to invest in everything you need. And it's cool that people offer to help. We appreciate that. We're grateful.
Yeah,
gratitude. But when you, like you said, when you're in your own way and you can just, you got all the resources, man, that is so dope.
Yeah. And, you know, don't be scared to work, right? And when I say that, it comes down to, like, some people, I get hate mail all the time in my DM because people say, well, you have a $2,000 camera, you have a $10,000 camera, you can't tell people to name their price. And that's what I do to recoup. If I know I just spent $5,000 on some equipment,
absolutely,
I want it back as soon as possible. And I'm going to make a post and I'm going to say, name your price. And this applies to everybody in this room right now. Name your price. You tell me what you're working with and we will make it happen.
Listen, I agree with you on that. To me, it's just being a smart business move because like you said, not only do you, if you just spent $5,000, what do you want to do? You immediately want to try to recoup that as quickly as possible. But not only that, when you run those specials and them deals where you're like, name your own price, I've said this for many years, and I'm going to continue to say it. I work on the Walmart concept. Like, they sell for a little bit less than everybody else, but they make more money than everybody else. That's why they're like the #1 retailer, because you can go into Walmart at 3 a.m. and there's people in there shopping because they know they can get the same product at a better price.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So we ain't trying to hit nobody in over the head. We got bills to pay.
Exactly.
You know?
And that's the thing too. You know, you're paying for my time.
That's right.
Not necessarily the camera I have in my hand.
Right.
You're paying for my time, and my time, you know, I'm gonna put a price on that. But whether that camera's $15,000 or $500, you're still paying for my time.
Yes, and your time is valuable because you have a family.
Exactly.
You've got a job still. You still work, and you know what I'm saying?
Yep.
And then you run 2 businesses. So his time is valuable, y'all.
Very,
you know what I'm saying? Anything we can expect? Anything else coming up from you guys?
Not really right now. Except Out on a Limb, that's where all my energy's going.
Right, absolutely.
Honestly. And then getting Peach State Media Group off the ground. So make sure you guys follow Peach State Media Group, spelled out just like it sounds. But yeah, that's really it. Just really trying to get through post-production with Out on a Limb.
I know you're doing a lot of stuff on the video side. Are you still taking bookings for photography as well?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Okay.
Definitely.
All right. So I was thinking last night when I lay down at night to go to sleep, like that's when my brain starts turning. That's why I can't fall asleep because I don't know why I just can't shut it down. Not to mention Dave snores. Y'all didn't hear that. But I my wheels be turning. I last night I was thinking about like 3 key elements that an artist needs when they're first starting out. They need a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
A lot of stuff. But 3, we'll say, very basic things that every artist should have, or maybe even producers or whatever, is 1, you got to have a bio.
Mm-hmm.
Make sure you have a current and updated bio, right?
Yeah.
People want to know who you are and what you got going on. 2, have a website. You know what I'm saying? That way it's your landing spot for everybody to go check out, you know, your videos and your music and etc. Because we don't own our Instagram page, but we can own our domain. Exactly. That's number 2. Number 3, have a fresh photo shoot on deck all times.
Yeah.
You know, we got the magazine, The Grind Report, and I get people trying to send me like some bad cell phone pictures. I said, I'm not publishing that.
Yeah.
So having a fresh photo shoot at all times is super key and important. You know what I'm saying? Like, anybody, once again, that wants to get in touch with you, book you, that may have tuned in late, how can they do that?
Shot for Shot Imagery. So SHOT, the number 4, SHOTIMAGERY. And check us out at Peach State Media Group too, because honestly, my wife is a better photographer than me. I'm not gonna lie.
Your wife is like,
she's way better than me.
She's fire, bro. Like I need that photo shoot. You know,
Yeah.
I need to practice what I preach. I need that Shanita Christmas photo shoot. You dig?
Yeah,
Hair growing out now, y'all. And you got a fire artist son. Your son is a dope artist. Shout out to Mari 700. You know what I'm saying?
700, yeah.
Definitely, he's out here doing his thing. I seen he was tuned in, so I wanted to make sure we shouted him out, man. You know, anybody you want to give a quick shout out to before we get up out of here?
Man, everybody who supports me. Everybody who supports me. There's way too many people to name, but I think I will have to name a few. Definitely you, Tampa.
I appreciate
for all
that,
your
man.
Love and support and guidance.
Hey, this my bro for life, man.
For sure. Kingpin, Bigger Rankin, Big DM. You know, these along with you are all people that held me down during a time when I was transitioning and trying to figure things out.
Yeah.
Of course, my beautiful wife, Shanita.
Yes,
you know,
look at her. She's so cute.
Ace
I just got chills when you said that. I love the love.
Yeah. Ace Vane, my brother.
Shout out to Ace Vane. He's a funny dude, y'all.
Yeah, and I met him through you.
Yeah. At a showcase. Yeah, means of operation.
Yep. Ace Vane. That is my brother. Way beyond anything else that has to do with creating anything just in life. That is my brother.
He's a good dude, man.
Yeah. Okereke and Regina. You know, nothing but love. Nothing but love. They've been solid since day 1.
Yes.
So.
Absolutely, man. And if you forgot anybody, then you feel some type of way, charge it to the game and not to his heart.
For real. I got one more though, Dominic, because Dominic helps me execute a lot of projects.
Okay, shout out to Dominic.
Fondon. Y'all make sure y'all follow him too.
Yeah, he fired absolutely as well, man. You know, one last gem, jewel piece of advice that you might give, and it doesn't even have to be an artist. Anybody who's, whether they're looking to get a visual done by you or maybe tap into what you do, any gems or jewels that you can, piece of advice that you can offer everybody?
Yeah, you know, if you want to work with me, just hit me up. I'm real easy to work with. I'm real easy to talk to. Hit me in a DM and, you know, just be ready to work. Send a song. Let me know what your budget is. And we can get it done. You say you got $500, we're gonna get it done. You say you got 5,000, we're gonna get it done. You say you got 100, we might could get it done, but it's gonna be out front of my house, which is very nice.
Yeah, don't lowball it just to try to get a cheap video. Like, be realistic, because like he said earlier, if you come with a $500 budget, you're gonna get it done, but you're not gonna get as much. You're not going to be traveling all over the city for $500.
And you're really shooting yourself in the foot. This is what you are investing in you. Yes, you're giving me the money, but the money that you give me is what you're ultimately investing in you.
It is. It absolutely is, because, you know, when you put that visual out there, you want people to actually watch it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So you got to make sure you give them the breast. Oh my God. Sorry, y'all. Best product. I combined best and product.
Oh man.
I'm not a pervert, y'all. I swear. Give them the best product possible.
You gotta feed them.
Right. On that note, we about to get up out of here, man. We appreciate everybody tuned in, checked in. Industry's Most Wanted. I got my next guest coming up in just a couple minutes. Man, I appreciate you. Yeah. Appreciate Shanita. Thank you guys for always supporting Industry's Most Wanted. We got a lot more big stuff on the way, so we about to get up out of here, y'all. Y'all stay tuned for my next